Hi, my name is Ricky Ford. I'm the founder of Persedo Spirits. We're located about 20 minutes just south of Houston, Texas. My father created this simple aeration device that would remove some volatile organic compounds out of a distilled spirit. And in 2000, I was just at his house and I asked him what he was going to do with his box. And he told me that he wasn't going to do anything with it. And so I took it to Texas A&M, where I was introduced to a gentleman by the name of Ben Mosier. That was in 2000. And I took the device to him and asked him if he could analyze the distilled spirit before and after processing. And he did. And he came back to me and he told me that what it was doing was removing volatile organic compounds from the distilled spirit. But there was a downside. The negative was it was losing proof. So when we started out with an 80 proof product, we ended up with something around 75. But it was capable of reducing some of the offensive alcohols in a distilled spirit. So I asked him if there was a way that he could help me retain the good ethanol but let the bad alcohols go. And he said, sure. This was my father's original device. And the way it worked is he would put alcohol in the glass bottle. He'd hook a vacuum hose up to this side of it. And over here on the other side, there was a hose that came in from the outside and lands at the bottom of the bottle. By pulling a vacuum, it would draw air through the side, down through the alcohol, and then exhaust out the back. And again, by doing that, he was simply pulling air through the alcohol very quickly and aerating it much like you would a wine. But again, the negatives to that were loss of alcohol in the process. So in 2000, when we met Dr. Mosier, we asked him if he could take what my father had just started with and turn it into something much more commercially friendly. So in 2000, Dr. Mosier agreed to help me optimize what my father had started. And in 2001, unfortunately, I lost my father. And so I put the whole project on hold. And until 2007, Dr. Mosier reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to finish that project. And I told him, absolutely, I would love to. So we started a research and development program. It was myself and Dr. Mosier and another gentleman by the name of Greg George, and we hired a young lady to coordinate the activities in a lab. We set up this lab with all the gas chromatography and mass spec equipment that was capable of analyzing down to the part per billion and part per million of compounds in the distilled spirit. So what started out as a simple aeration system turned into something much more complex. It has 7 different process parameters that we can dial in and control and monitor, and we create an environment where certain inferior alcohols are ejected and other undesirable compounds are converted. So from 2007 to 2014, we wrapped up the project, applied for patents. Patents were granted in 2016. And then in 2017, we hired an engineering company to come out and take the new process that was developed from the aeration device, take this and scale it up to a commercially viable unit that was capable of doing hundreds of gallons of distilled spirits a day. That was done from 2017 to 2019. We built our first prototype. And then in 2020, we licensed our first system to a distilled spirits facility in Texas. And then in 2020, we were also the proud winners of the R&D 100 awards in the processing and prototyping category. But the process is 100% tunable. We allow distillers to play a part in the process settings that ultimately create the spirit that's going to go in their bottle. So we invite them here, bring your distilled spirit here. This is our demonstration unit, exactly what we used in the lab to develop our patents. We'll process your spirit and in 20 minutes give you a before and after so that you can taste the Persedo difference. So the first step is that the spirit is gently heated to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it reaches 90 degrees, it drops into the extraction vessel. While it's being stirred, we deliver a high energy field to the solution while we draw a slight vacuum, and then we begin food grade gas flowing through the solution. In the first phase, the inert gas causes removals to occur. Hydrogen bonds have been broken and certain congeners can now be released. In the second phase, we switch from an extraction gas to a reactive gas, and that causes other desirable compounds to form. For example, fusel oils and fatty acids are compounds that are not favorable and are really harsh to the taste of a spirit. And these compounds are affected totally different in the process. A large fraction of the fusel oils are completely ejected, while the fatty acids reacting with the food grade gas in phase 2 are converted to form flavor esters. So once the process is complete, the vessel is then drained and moved to a tote that is then provided out to customers who buy enhanced spirits in bulk. In addition to everything you saw outside in the production facility, we also have a beautiful tasting room and demonstration room where we ask you to come out and bring your distilled spirit of choice. Maybe something you make, it may be something you source. But bring it out and let us demonstrate to you what the Persedo difference can do. It takes 20 minutes and you'll be a firm believer. You can also come out and enjoy some of the product I've got behind me. These are before and after samples to show you what we can do to rums, tequilas, bourbons, gins, all these different types of spirits. So we ask you to come out and take a tour, take a taste, and enjoy the Persedo difference.